Welcome, Guzzin affiliates, to the Week 6 Fantasy Football Recap. My name is Michael the Sleek Greek Hajapanos, and I'm here to present you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and what happened in Week 6 of your fantasy football season and the NFL season as a whole. Now, I'm very excited to bring this to you. I will admit I'm a little under the weather, feeling like crap, but I will present you a beautiful and wonderful Week 6 recap, and I hope you're just as happy as I am today. Welcome back, Guzzin affiliates, to your Week 6 recap. Now we're going to start off with something we always start off with, which is the notable NFL moments that happened during Week 6. And we're going to start off in order here based on what I want to talk about. And we're going to start off with TEU, baby, Tight End University. Tight ends this week went off. If you had one on your team starting, you most likely had a very good week. So congratulations to all the people that had good tight ends starting this week. I'm not saying everyone went off, but a lot of the good, solid names you could think of had really good weeks. So, again, good for the tight ends out there and good for those who started them. Next, I want to get into the MVP candidacy race. And if I told you back in, 2017, 2018, that in a couple years, Baker Mayfield and Daniel Jones would be headlining the 2025-2026 NFL season as MVP candidates, I would say you're kidding. And I don't think you'd believe me if I said it. So, now that that's happening, man, this is probably the craziest thing happening in the world today. I mean, I can't think of anything crazier. I mean, can anyone think of one thing crazier in the world happening today than this? I can't either. Just absolutely crazy. What a wonderful way to start off the NFL season. It's two white guys leading the MVP race. Someone in history would be happy. Next, we're going to get into the wonderful game that happened in London this Sunday. And by wonderful, I mean absolutely trash. It was the Jets versus the Broncos. And fun fact, I had more passing yards than Justin Fields this Sunday. And I threw for 0 yards. So that just goes to show how wonderful of a performance Justin Fields had. Had to include in the PowerPoint a meme of Justin Fields saying, has it always been this way? And yes, it always has been. He's trash. So congratulations to the Broncos for pulling out what a wild game. A 13-11 win. I didn't watch it. I haven't watched a single Sunday morning game. So congratulations. And last but not least, we're going to talk about some of the injuries going on in the league. We had Puka Nacua, who went out with an injury versus the Ravens. The one good thing that the Ravens have done is injure an opposing team's wide receiver. So congratulations to the Ravens and their whole organization. I hope they have a wonderful rest of the year. Not to mention the Steelers are going to steal the division. So congratulations, John Harbaugh. You did it again. Other than that, we had Marvin Harrison Jr., who is out as well. Another notable injury. So if you have him on your team, which, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe Lads Lackeys has him. That is hilarious. So congratulations to Jordan for losing another game without even playing it for Week 7. And last but not least, not that it mattered, Anthony Richardson out with an orbital fracture. Now you're wondering, did he come in garbage time for the Colts? No, it was pre-game warm-ups. A workout band hit him in the face, broke his orbital bone, and nearly lost an eye. Probably would have been more accurate with one. So that's what we have in the league this week. Nothing more crazy than losing an eye in warm-ups. And other than that, I got nothing else for you. We're going to move into your Week 6 fantasy recap. Welcome back, Guzzin affiliates and associates, to your Week 6 fantasy football recap. We're going to kick things off talking about the game of all games. The games that was close till the end, and what an exciting game it was. We're obviously talking about Kirk Cousins versus Justin Tucker Loves Nautilus. An inside reference if you were at brunch or if you just know that Nautilus is trash. Congratulations to Justin Tucker Loves Nautilus, a.k.a. Dimitri, for pulling out a win. 77-75. This game really did look like the Sunday basher of the Broncos-Jets game. And let's just say John was the starting wide receiver, and it came down to the wire. I don't know what that says about both teams. One, that someone's not paying attention. The other one is barely squeaking out a win with a guy on bye. But man, what an exciting game. Wide receivers did nothing. Jamar Chase, being the number 1 overall pick, scored 20 points luckily. But again, you're the number 1 pick in fantasy. You should be doing that every week. So a lot of points left on the bench. Guys not started. I mean, a barn burner, right? So congratulations to Dimitri. 3-3 now in the league. Good luck, honestly. This is some trades need to happen, or some movement needs to happen, because 77 points isn't going to win it every week. And really, John, not starting wide receiver, just, squeaked out a lucky one. So let's move on to the next one. We have, this is our Hajj, this is our home. or something like that. Will finally changed his name, so thank you, Will. I do appreciate that. Now I can say your name or mess it up consistently. We had Will versus CD's Nuts, and what is there to say? It was over before it even started. CD's Nuts, another week, another win, 6-0. Congratulations to Allie and Eddie. What a week. I mean, Scatabo had 30 points on Thursday Night Football against the Eagles. It was over. I mean, why did we even play the rest of the week? Could just benched everybody. Even if they couldn't get injured, who cares? I mean, it was over. So, I mean, never a doubt. Congratulations again to CD's Nuts. Will, better luck next time. 3-3, not that bad. You're going to be probably playing some tougher teams. 95 points is pretty solid every week. You can win a couple of those games. So hopefully able to edge some things out in the future. So congratulations there. Next, we had Vice Commish versus Stefan. We had Stephanie and Steven versus Ariana for the week 6 game of the mid-cards. Now, this game, I mean, congratulations, Steph and Steven. They pulled this one out, 106-84. Great performance. Running backs really kind of carried in this one for Stephanie and Steven, so good job there. Again, Baker Mayfield, MVP performance, 19 points in fantasy, but a really good win. I mean, what a wonderful week for the Bucs. They're doing great this year, too. We'll see them in the playoffs for sure, so we'll see if Baker has the Tom Brady clutch gene throughout the season. We'll see how that goes. But in terms of fantasy, Steven and Stephanie pull out a win. They've taken 4th overall in the league with a 3-3 record. So again, that 4th playoff spot is clearly still available. 3-3 right now is holding that spot. It's Stephanie and Steven. So league's not over yet. Nothing's decided besides that we know CD's Nuts is going to the playoffs. That's for sure. So again, wonderful performance there. Now I'd love to get into the second to last game, which is one of my favorite games to recap. Vin Ezekiel Elliott versus Lads Lackeys. And this was a close one. I mean, right now it doesn't look like it, 104-94. It's a 10-point swing. But man, it was literally to the last game on Monday that we were looking at the scoreboard like, is it over? Is the losing streak done? And as you can see from the score, no, it is not. And so we'll touch on that later on. But congratulations to Vanessa, 4-2. Barely beat the last place team. Really had a great performance there. DeAndre Swift came clutch for the Chicago Bears. I think it was a 55-yard TD reception. I think right after Vanessa in the group chat texted, am I about to lose? No, you were not. That was crazy. What a performance. Very exciting game. And hilarious that Lads Lackeys, every time Jordan has started, Lad McConkey is crap the bed. But every time he puts him on the bench, 19 points, 18 points, 20-plus points. I mean, what are we doing here? We just know, honestly, if you look at fantasy and you see Lad Lackey on the bench, and yes, I said Lad Lackey, not Lad McConkey, because when Lad Lackey is starting for Jordan, he is a Lackey. But when you see Lad McConkey on the bench for Jordan's Lad Lackeys, just bet on him in actual real life. Put real money on him. Anytime TD, 300-plus yards, whatever it is. Like, honestly, bet the opposite because he's going to go off. It's just a guarantee. As we know, L-Watch does continue, and again, I will be happy to touch on that later on. But man, it was about to be an upset of the week. Luckily, it didn't happen. Vanessa's 4-2, a well-deserved win, and congratulations there to Vanessa. And last but not least, this game was tough to watch for multiple reasons. But it was the G's, George and Georgia, versus the Deacon Johns, Doria. And it was a tough game for Doria. Doria with a solid performance the last couple weeks. 2-4 record, like I said, really doesn't prove it in this league, that she's been really on a tear. But a great performance overall. Honestly, started the right people. Wide receivers kind of failed you in the end, Doria. But you have Bijan Robinson for the G's really carrying that performance. 115-87. Honestly, second highest scorer in the league this week behind CD's Nuts. We'll talk about that in a bit too. But what a wonderful performance. And I really can't say it better than this clip I'm going to insert here.
You can't keep getting away with it! He can't keep getting away with it! He won't.
That sums it up pretty well. Yeah, George just keeps getting away with it. I don't know how he does it. He is 4-2 in the league. He really hasn't had any outstanding performances. He just knows how to win. And that is something, that is the Bill Belichick of this league. You know, it's nice maybe the first 2 times, but after that 7th championship, you really want them to fall apart. And I say 7th, he's really Tom Brady too. He's both combined. He is a enigma. So, CD's nuts. I know you're 6-0, and I know you've been having top scoring performances, but be aware, George is right on your ass, and he will take it. And Georgia. So, do with that what you will. So again, wonderful performances from both those teams. I see Doria bouncing back easily. I'm excited. I'm ready to see some trades in this league. I've said it like 4 or 5 weeks in a row. Trades are going to be so vital coming up. We're at the midway point of the season. Next week, I'm going to do a mid-season recap. We're going to recap some predictions for the end of the season, where we've come so far. So be ready for that next week. But be ready, man. We're going to have some trades going on in this league. I see it happening now. Some people right on the cusp, these 3-3s, people who want to get that spot. It's really important that we reach that next threshold. And I know, surprisingly, we had a little bit of input from the last place team, Lads Lackeys. There's no incentive for the losing team to try anymore. So I think next season, it might be worth a chat, a discussion to implement some kind of loser punishment. And yes, surprisingly, Jordan was the one who came up with this. I don't know what that would be. Maybe, nipple clamps connected to a car battery, or I don't know, being drowned for like 3 minutes and trying to survive. I don't know. I'll let Jordan come up with those. I think he's better at that than I am. But we'll see. I think that's a good idea for the future. That way it gets people more involved. They stay active in the league, knowing there's a punishment coming. I know a couple years ago in a separate league I was in, we did a hot wings challenge. You had to eat the blazing wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. There was a guy I was with. He was a pussy, pussied out, ripped off the skin of the wing. So we'll have to find something pretty clever for that. But I definitely think that's a good idea for the future. Obviously, first place wins the money. Last place should suffer. So what a wonderful Week 6 performance, though. Very excited to see where we keep going. Again, next week is Week 7, which is the midway point through the fantasy season. So really excited to see where we're at midway point through. Right now, a lot of teams in the middle struggling for that last fantasy football playoff spot. But we're looking good. It's a really exciting league this year. And again, CD's Nuts is running away with it. But be aware, George isn't out of this yet. He is currently holding a playoff spot. He keeps getting away with it. So be aware and be ready for next week's Week 7 recap. I'm excited to bring it to you. All right, Guzzin affiliates, welcome back to your Week 6 recap. And this week, we're going to get into the waiver wire report and see where we're at. Now, I do want to say that this waiver wire report is a little out of date. I created this yesterday. Today is Thursday, and some actions have been taken. So I do want to kind of note them here. Jackson Dart is officially off the board. So whoever picked up Jackson Dart, congratulations there. He is a baller. Honestly, he's been on this waiver wire report for, I think, 2 weeks in a row now. So if you haven't picked him up, that one's on you. I'm looking at you, Jordan. You're really struggling. So really some big pickups that I don't think anyone's noted yet. Bam Knight is the running back for the Arizona Cardinals. They're out James Conner for the season. Emmy DeMercado is garbage and I think is benched. I mean, Bam Knight got a lot of carries last week and was doing really good. Might be considered a waiver wire steal of the week. So I highlighted him in all caps because Bam Knight, what a sick name, but also a really good pickup. Kayshon Boutte, just a great last name, but also performing great in fantasy football. So if you need a wide receiver, great pickup there. Like I said, Jackson Dart is now in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But again, he's going to be a great performance no matter where you start him. I think he plays Denver this week. So if you need a quarterback, not a bad choice for a solid, fantasy scorer. So there's that.
What did he say?
And then Wan'Dale Robinson has been kind of his wide receiver 2. Maybe even starting to turn to wide receiver 1. Malik Neighbors being out, obviously, for the Giants. Not a bad pickup as well if Jackson Dart keeps thriving. So those are the honest available people. Not a lot of jokes this week. This is very serious. We're getting into the midway point of the season. And Jordan talked a lot of trash that my fantasy waiver wire pickups are a joke and he doesn't take them seriously. So I'm giving some serious ones. And let's see if he actually wants to win.
I'm glad you brung it up because I've been dying to talk about it for a fucking hot minute. First of
and last but not least in the shoulda, woulda, couldas, we have Zach Ertz. He's officially taken off the board. A solid tight end. Like I said, tight ends went off this week. Zach Ertz was a solid pickup if you needed him. The reason Jordan lost this week was because he wasn't a good manager and needed a tight end in place due to, I think, Dalton Kincaid being injured. He tried to pick up Zach Ertz off the waiver, would have won him the game. So that's all you got to say about Zach Ertz. He'll get you points consistently. Ever since he was with the Eagles, he's been really solid. So congratulations to whoever got him there. If you need a tight end, you had him and you got him. So there we go. There's our Week 6 waiver wire pickups. Bringing it back to you, the best team of Week 6 fantasy football. It's becoming a recurring theme. You're going to be seeing this name a lot more. Team Edley, CD's Nuts, back at the top. 134 fantasy points, destroying the competition. Better luck next time, Will. And honestly, better luck to any team that plays Team Medley. Honestly, great performance overall. Like I said, 134 points. And when asking for a quote, honestly, this week they should just be texting ahead. They said it's lonely at the top. And man, are they right. It's 6-0. I'm not even a 5-1 in the league. I mean, truly running away with the competition. Congratulations to them. I have to make it known that there are a couple 4-2 teams. Be ready, because I know George is going to creep up your asshole and burrow his way in like he always does. I know it from personal experience.
I absolutely refuse to bow down to Sharia law.
Just be ready. 6-0 is great, but once that playoff season hits, all hell breaks loose. So congratulations to CD's Nuts. I know they're ready. And I also learned a fun fact about them this weekend. Allie is the face of the team, and Eddie is the mastermind. So really, Eddie, you're crushing it. Allie, you're doing well too. I mean, hey, there's no Team Medley without Allie, so good for them. And also, same with George's team. I keep saying George. Don't forget George is on that team too. Same situation, I think. I might be wrong. Georgia, let me know if you're really managing this and George is actually the face. But man, it's sneaky duo teams over here. They're going to be creeping in. So enough about George, though. Team CD's Nuts really crushed it this week. Super excited to see them back on top. And it is getting lonely. If it keeps going this way, oh boy, it's going to be an easy sweep of the fantasy season for them. So congratulations again. Welcome back to the Week 6 Fantasy Football Recap. Now, we are almost done, but I want to make it known again that it's that time of the week. We are still on L Watch. And Jordan, welcome back. You are still the only one on L Watch. And man, you almost broke it this week. I would have been so devastated. I just created this last week. I would have been so heartbroken to take this slide out of this PowerPoint. But you're still here, baby. Congratulations to Jordan being 0-6. He gets his own slide every week, similar to CD's Nuts. We're going to see the most points. You're going to see him on L Watch. It just happens to be that way. And that is what it is. Now, Jordan, we're going to see you here for a while, so get comfy sitting on L Watch Mountain, because you'll be watching all these other teams win, and you will be in Cancun, which kind of sounds nice because it's fantasy football, so who really cares if you win the championship? There's no ring or celebration or parade. Cancun actually sounds like a prize, but, you know, congratulations for losing? I don't know. We'll see you next week, I bet, so I can't wait for that. Get ready for L Watch to continue. So I'll also let you know, I think next week we have a couple teams close to L Watch, maybe some 3 straight losses type teams. So you might not be alone for a while, Jordan. You might knock off someone to make them go on L Watch. So we'll see. But there we go. There's your L Watch for the week. Jordan, lads, lackeys, still lacking. And last but not least, for your Week 6 fantasy football recap, I'm going to bring you in TSG News. And this week in TSG News, we're actually going to give you a little bit of a flashback episode. Now, if you were at brunch last Sunday, you heard bits and pieces of this possibly. But a little bit over 3 weeks ago, I witnessed a dead body on 76 in Philadelphia, and what a sight to see. It was a morning, it was really dark outside, and it was the day I didn't have a car. And I was in a lift with a very eccentric man, and we both saw this dead body, and the truth is, about an 83-year-old man wandered onto the street from a neighborhood onto the highway. Why it connects, that's Philadelphia for you, I guess. But saw a dead body. It was tarped over, so I didn't see any gruesomeness of it, but obviously backed up traffic. I think the image shows it pretty well of what the traffic looked like. Rode silently the rest of the way with my Lyft drive to work. Got to work. He says he's taking the day off because he couldn't believe what he witnessed. It was really tragic. And then all of a sudden he said, "All right, well, go Birds." And then he was happy, and I said, "Hey, go Birds to you too, buddy." And he smiled happily and drove away, and that made my day great. So, yeah, that was in TSG News in the past. And then last but not least, I have to bring some breaking news to those of you out there who know how men piss. Those of you who don't, sometimes men, when they go to the bathroom, they have to unzip their pants and go pee in a urinal. Now, a urinal, for those ladies out there, is a standing piss basin. Yes, you heard it here first, a piss basin that men will stand up next to and pee into. And there is splashback, but that is besides the point. Most men, at least in my eyes, because I look and stare into those urinals at different men. I've been doing testing recently. They will unzip, and through their underwear flap, they will open it and pee through it, obviously pulling out said contraption, being contraption, their appendage, their digit, their big or small digit. And I learned this week that Jordan doesn't piss correctly. He unbuttons and pulls down his pants. That's disgusting. Yeah, so George and I do piss correctly. I want to make that known. Honestly, you can look up videos online of how to piss correctly. I know I've been watching. So that's a fun fact. I would love to hear a debate in the comments about how to piss correctly. If you're a guy, if you're a girl, I mean, you're going to say to sit down, and that's just wrong. Why do that unless you're pooping too? So, oh wait, girls don't poop. That's on me. I apologize. It's just farts. So, congratulations to George and I for peeing correctly. That's a big win for men everywhere. The two sexiest guys in the Greek community piss correctly. Sorry, Jordan. It's the truth. Until I find out other guys piss correctly, they will not be added to the sexiest man list. It really matters how a guy pees. And that's the truth. That's my truth. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. The rules I made. I enforce those rules. All right, well, this has been a great segment. I'm very happy to have brought you NTSG News, and I'm very happy to have brought you Week 6 Fantasy Football Recap. Thank you for bearing with me as I bear through this feeling under the weather, sickness. I'm getting through it. I'll survive. But I want to make sure you survive. I want to make sure you survive your Week 6, your Week 7, your Week 8, your Week 9, your Week 10, your Week 11, your Week 12, your Week 13, your Week 14 of the fantasy football season. And I want to make sure you survive the playoffs. And I want to make sure you survive today by having a good day, staying safe, and if you're in Baltimore, wear a bulletproof vest. My name is Michael the Secret Kajapanos, and I'm honored to have brought you your Week 6 Fantasy Football Recap. Stay frosty out there.